Okay, we're live. Yeah, and we're live.
Woohoo!
All right. Well,
Yes.
I'll go.
Everyone.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, hello everyone. This is Distant Radio 3305 with our Friday interview. We've got here Chang So Tomi with me.
Yeah, I'm over
got
here on the
Michael,
video.
and yes, he's doing the video stream. Yeah, and tonight's interviewee is DJTruthsayer. Some of you have been waiting for this interview, as we have been announcing it since a while back, I think. Yes, and so give a quick introduction to yourself, please. Hello.
Hi there, I'm DJTruthsayer. I'm a full-time streamer on Twitch, primarily focus on Elite and other sci-fi games, although at the moment I will admit to having a serious addiction to Sea of Thieves as well. Although I have to admit, part of that is the parallels between Sea of Thieves and Elite Dangerous, which I find quite interesting.
Okay, sorry, I need to interrupt you. I need to interrupt you really quick. I realized I had my microphone turned off, so just once more, hello everyone, this is Distant Radio 3305, interviewing DJTruthsayer, Chang So Tomi here with me.
Chank on the video, Michael on radio. So, sorry about that.
Yes, so sorry for my my short, shortcomings.
Not a problem at all.
So, start over once again, please.
So, I'm DJTruthsayer. I'm a full-time Twitch streamer, partner on Twitch. Mainly stream things like Elite and other sci-fi games like Stellaris. But at the moment, as I was saying, have a serious addiction to Sea of Thieves. It's a problem, I'll admit. But part of that, Sea of Thieves has some very similar game mechanics. Obviously not to do with the flying of spaceships. But has some quite similar game mechanics that scratch a very similar itch. From a game mechanic point of view. I
gotta say one thing. I mean, I'm not in Sea of Thieves, but I enjoy watching it because it's got mechanics that kind of remind me of what is it, Skies of Icarus, where you have a crew working on a ship, each doing their own roles and everything.
I have to admit, every time I play it, I can't help but wonder, there that goes multi-crew, right?
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Multi-crew was like, interestingly, there is a game available called Pulsar. It's nowhere near as polished as Sea of Thieves. It's an indie title, Pulsar Lost Colony, but it is very literally you're a crew on board a spaceship. There's 5 of you, and you each take a different station and fly around and shoot things and scan things and do all the things that you'd do in Star Trek and go on away missions and all that sort of stuff. It's great.
I gotta say, that's actually something that's kind of, I mean, not like any specific style, but that idea, that genre has gotten really popular. I mean, look at things like, what is it, Bridge Command? Star Trek Bridge Command, in it, where it's like, you have these games where you get, you know, your crew of 3 to 5 to 8 people or whatever, but each of them has their own specific role that they play. And if you can't coordinate it, you're done. You're just over.
Yeah, very much so. You know, that's one of Sea of Thieves' biggest weaknesses, ironically, that if you don't have people to play it with, it's not the greatest game, right? Whereas, and you know, that's where Elite shines through, where it can still be played as a single-player thing. You know, you can jump in solo and never see another human being the entire time you ever play Elite, right? But yeah, there is definitely part of me that I can't help but wonder in the future of Elite, given what they've always made it clear what their development path is and everything like that, whether multi-crew will get fleshed out into a more, you know, with you all running around the ship and doing different things and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and multi-crew has definitely expanded its role from just, hey, you get to sit in somebody's cockpit, which, speaking of, I know that for the most part, you have been well, we know you're a Twitch streamer and everything, but who are you in this universe we all share together of Elite Dangerous? Like, what's your focus? Combat, mining?
Nice
not a very nice man. Well, I would disagree vehemently. but I know other people might disagree with me, so...
Commander DJTruthsayer is not the nicest chap in the world. He is not me. I'd like to make that really very, very clear. Commander DJTruthsayer is an Imperial fundamentalist. He does not believe in any of these modernization things that have been happening in the Empire. He particularly dislikes the way that Imperial slavery has gone. That's a massive issue for him.
Not a fan of senates and voting, huh?
He doesn't mind the Senate, but the Senate should know their place, which is subservient to the Empire.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a supporter of Harold Duval, right?
Yes, very much so. Harold is, for those that don't know, the son of the previous Empire, Hengist, who was declared mentally unfit to hold the position of Emperor, basically because he liked women and drugs too much. This is literally written into the lore of the previous elite gang.
So he was too much a Kennedy.
Yeah, pretty much. My favourite reference to him in Elite Dangerous is there is a station called Big Harry's Monkey Hangout. Yeah, this is a reference to a Gazette item in the previous Elite that was like a tabloid piece that was rumoured that he was having relations with a monkey. And so, yeah, that's what led to that name, and that's why that particular station is called that. But we in the Sovereignty believe that Hengist was wrong. Nothing to do with the fact that a man who has such vices as drugs and women would be easy to control. No, nothing like that. But yeah, we believe that Hengist was wrong, and that Harold should be allowed to take his rightful position as Emperor, and very firmly believe that Orissa should not be there. Yeah, Orissa should not allowed to be Emperor.
Okay.
For the simple fact that she's female. And at this point, I'm going to jump out of roleplay for a moment. What I am saying at this point is not my real life views. This is entirely born of roleplay. And I will point out that it has to be stated because, seriously, the position that our group holds on this is kind of uncomfortable. Yeah? It's... The truth is that this, again, is born from law, which everything that we do, basically is.
Well, stepping out, I live in Japan, so it's like... We've got princesses all over, and it's like, they can't take the role, so...
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay quiet on this because I'm Federation.
So I will just explain where this comes from. The Empire isn't sexist in any way. It's actually a really weird situation. The only women that they have a problem with are the Duval women. Yeah. Nobody else.
Well, that's
any other position in the Empire, including the Chancellor, which in the modern Empire is far more powerful than the Emperor, is available to women. However, the original Emperor, Henson Duval, declared that the female line of the Duval family was genetically unstable and unfit to rule.
Well, yeah, I won't.
True story.
I won't say
anything
on that. Yeah,
No.
I mean that's why that's why you have the male lines in so many things. It's because it's actually more beneficial to your empire to have a male line, whereas you bring in other other mitochondrial females to basically improve your genetic line rather than maintaining purity or anything.
Yeah, with Henson, that didn't matter at all. He had again, stepping out of law, the reason Henson did this was very simple. He hated his sister. And he hated everything that she stood for. So,
isn't that how it always is?
Well, Henson's sister actually founded the Empire. She was the one who founded the colony on Aknar.
Oh,
right?
Wow, way back when.
Yeah. And her colony was founded, and you're going to find this hugely ironic, on the principles of democracy.
Sorry.
I'm not joking.
No, I have to laugh.
She left the Federation because of the corporatization of the Federation.
Yeah, because the Federation is basically the quintessential oligarchy.
The capitalist influence within the Federation is undeniable. Also, if you jump into open play and send me a friend request if we're not already friended, I can jump you into multi-crew and give you something very, very interesting to look at.
Oh, well, I am already friended with you. It's probably not safe to leave where I am, so I'm going to fly out to space.
I need to get into my pilot seat first.
But I am at something that you don't see every day.
Yeah, I'll fly into space so nobody can catch me, and then I'll come join you.
I only flew 23,000 light years to see this.
Oh, only. Oh, that's like 2 days. Yeah, come on, it's nothing.
To be fair, I've done Colonia 14 times. No, 16 times now. I've done the trip to Colonia.
So you've moved. I mean, I'm assuming you still do a lot of combat, because that was where I really, because that was I mean, we met back in the days when a community goal wasn't a community goal. It was you email Frontier and say, hey, we want to make this station better. Can you give us a week to get them all the materials? And they're like, yeah, sure, go for it. Way back in Cam Chattels era.
Yeah, right. That's literally how Isola Prospect came into being. We're doing this charity event. It'd be really handy if we could buy all the bits for a Viper Mark III. Frontier come back to us. We can't do that, so instead you're going to be able to buy everything there. Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
we had a community goal for it.
Yeah, getting. I mean, since we're stepping away from lore, and you say you're not a good guy, I want to point out you've done a lot of charities, and even promoted charities that you're not a part of yourself.
Oh yeah.
That basically bring the community together to actually do something positive in the real world here.
Absolutely, and that's me. Yeah. And this is where me and the commander that I have in the game are very different. For him, when he takes part in events like that, it's pure PR. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how he looks at it.
Like, I'm trying to remember, what was the last one you just had a couple months ago you announced?
We've had a few recently. One of the ones we did most recently was during Frontier's Christmas event, where we put Bog, Malik, and I in open, and then messaged every PvPer we knew, and went, come at us, and then ran away from them for the night in Viper Mark IIIs. Completely unengineered Viper Mark IIIs.
Yeah,
it was fun,
that was actually that was just this just a few weeks ago was that was retweeting for the or no, you did the Gamers Outreach.
Oh yeah, God yeah, Gamers Outreach is something that we're quite heavily involved in, and they had a thing with Microsoft where Microsoft were great about it. They literally, if you retweeted this tweet, they were donating $5. Gamers Outreach was one of them, and another one was Special Effect.
Special Effect is great. Yeah.
I just reached out to the people that I knew at the charity and was like, just making sure this is legit, right? And they were like, yes, this is very, very legit. I was like, cool, right. Retweet, tell everyone you know. Stuff. I have to admit, charity work is something. You need to jump into open, by the way.
Oh, I'm actually going to move to a whole other system before I log out.
Fair enough.
I know somebody might be watching the stream anyway and trying to gank me, but that's okay. I'm cool with it.
So,
You only play in open?
Me, no, God no. I tend to stay in private group. I know full well that I'll get attacked if I go into open, so when I am interested in PvP and I feel like that, then I will. Quite often though, I want to control what happens on my stream, and so I stay out of open. But the fact that I'm 23,000 light years away from the bubble, I feel fairly safe here, and if anyone comes out here to gank me, fair play to them. You know?
I didn't even bother. I forgot to mention to you, you were AFK getting a drink. I went into this interview completely oblivious about your background. I don't even know. Yeah, that's Now I forgot.
Okay, so
Shall
DJ,
I give
if you
cliff notes on the sovereignty?
yeah, if you want to do a cliff
Because-
notes all the way from the Imperial Inquisition, basically the last 4
Okay.
years in about 4 minutes.
Okay, so it all started as a joke. It's really important to note. We started by mocking a very military player group. You know, the kind of group where you have to be on this many hours a week and all that sort of thing. And the line "We could be a player group too" came up on the TeamSpeak that we all hung out on. The next day we had a website, and then about a month later we had over 100 members, and it kind of never stopped being a bit mental since then. Very rapidly, because there's a very strong connection between the streamers that are part of the group and the players, one of the things that has happened an awful lot is that we've done a lot of events and we've done a lot of charity stuff. The figure that I'm proudest of with the sovereignty is very literally the fact that we've raised just over £100,000 for various charities in the just under 4 years we've existed.
Do we have an open seat for both of us?
Oh no,
I'm
getting the text chat glitch. This is fantastic.
My cargo hold door is jammed. I'm still trying to get.
I'm gonna have to restart the game actually.
Oh God.
What game?
Come on, we all know the text chat glitch. Yeah, well.
Yeah, let me know when you're back on. I'll.
But let me block out my screen so nobody can see any of my details when that happens.
But yeah, the group's raised just over £100,000 in the last 3.5 years for various charities, primarily Special Effect and Stack Up. They're the two charities we work with closest.
All right.
But various others as well, including, as you said, Gamers Forgiving. The group grew from just being a group of people who played Elite Dangerous together to being quite a lot more, to the point that now it comprises 3 main entities. We have the player group, or player community, however you want to phrase that, which is, as it's always been, a place for people who like computer games to hang out and do stuff together, particularly Elite Dangerous, but lots of other stuff as well. Then we have the stream team, which is far more closed off. The player group is open to anyone. Literally, if you want to join, you're welcome. You just come into our Discord and go, "Hi, I'm here to join," and then you're in. Or you can join the Discord and be a guest.
Shenanigans.
And still hang out with us.
I've still got their TeamSpeak, and I'm not in their private group. What's up with that?
Wow.
This needs to be rectified. I need more than 10 private groups.
Crap, this is looking amazing.
Right.
Fire up OBS. I need to record this. Wait.
I told you I had something special for you.
People on my stream are just looking at a black screen right now, like, what is going on?
Wait until you get back. Like, seriously, there is something... Yeah, this is a bit special. This really is.
Looks amazing. Let me just wait until...
Alright, here we go. I'm bringing my video back up. Hopefully, there. Okay, OBS is capturing it.
At the video stream, you should tune in to the video stream now as well.
Alright, chat is good.
You have an invite to crew.
OBS, start recording. Come on, start it. Start.
And you asked what I love about Elite Dangerous, what I do in Elite. This is my favourite thing about Elite in the modern game. Finding stuff like this.
Yeah, OBS just froze. Holy crap, what's it? It doesn't want to be recorded. Why?
Continue. Oh, I'm gonna have to mute the crew. Sorry.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna...
No, it's just Michael. Michael's got his voice on.
And bookmark location.
There we go. Now I'm not having M echo. Okay, what am I Whoa! What am I looking at? Oh, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I want to bookmark the system. Where are we?
Oh, wow. We got these bramble bushes.
No.
Why is that one glowing,
that's
though?
what I'm gonna call this.
So the one... Okay, hang on, I'll get you close to the one that's lit up on your screen. because they for some reason.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
Oh, gotcha. We found that the ones that light up don't sync. So the one that we were directly in front of was lit up for me, but not you. But I think the one that I'm now flying towards is lit up for you.
Yep. I'm just in weird camera mode, so.
Yeah, this one isn't lit up for me though.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. Whoa.
But it looks amazing.
It's got like stone cubes. Whoa, those stone cubes look very.
They're another thing that you find here. Yeah, they're seed pods. They're labelled as seed pods.
Yeah, Cenk doesn't have quite the high settings as I do, so
I can only broadcast in 720. I'm recording in 1080, but.
Yeah, but wait, I'm not talking about the recording settings, but about the in-game video settings. Let me just post the screenshots. I mean.
Oh no, you've got your custom with like 8K video and shit.
Yeah, and it didn't take any screenshots. Why didn't it? No, I didn't. 8K. Yeah, 8K textures, but 8K galaxy background as well.
So for those that are listening without pictures, this is the void hearts that we're at the moment. If you want to find them in game, it's actually super simple. If you go into your codex,
are these biological?
They are, yes.
Yeah.
If you go into the codex and go into the Empyrean Straits section, it's the bit just south of the galactic center, like literally the one directly next to the galactic center, and go into biological and geological and go to organic structures. The void hearts are there. So
Distant Worlds 2 will actually be probably passing through that area. Maybe not this system, but nearby.
I would recommend that everyone take a short diversion.
And
I have to admit,
so
it's well worth it.
Getting back into things, since we're here and you're into exploring now, but you're not on you're not on Distant Worlds 2 yourself, are you?
No, I'm not.
But
I will probably come out and meet you at various points and that sort of thing. I keep a very close eye on it, but I only have one account.
Yeah, same.
And I didn't want to devote the months that it would require to actually properly take part, and I didn't want my effort to be half-assed either. If I'm going to do something, I'll do it completely. Don't get me wrong, I cheerlead Distant Worlds 2 entirely, and I've pointed people towards signing up for it and that sort of thing, but it's too long an exploration for me personally. So, yeah, I'll come out and meet people at various points and all of that sort of stuff, and when neat stuff gets found, I'll just fly out there.
Well, speaking on that, I want to get your opinion real quick. What do you think about the accomplishment of the Distant Worlds 2 community goal, Stage 1?
What, the building of a station?
3 billion tons in 6 days.
There are times when the elite community does stuff, when Frontier put barriers in the way, you know, and the elite community are just like, yeah, hold my beer. And that felt like one of those moments. Because it finished, didn't it? You actually completed the goal rather than just, like, tier 1 of the goal. You finished.
Oh, no. They had it originally, because they're all set to tier 8. We had tier 8 done in less than 36 hours.
Yeah,
so they
right.
As
I say, it was a hold my beer moment, right? It kind of, that's cute, Frontier. Like, with lol. I personally don't take part in community goals, though.
Oh.
For lore reasons.
Is it okay to share the system name?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The system name is...
While we're in open, if anybody wants to come out and gank us, go for it. Good luck.
Shrogay KK-A D983A.
Yeah, okay, I didn't type that down. Come again. I need to...
oh, hang on.
The SH...
R-O...
R...
Hang on, I'll give you it. Oh, what? No. Game's being annoying. I'm trying to take a screenshot and it won't let me.
Always use external software for that.
Yeah, I was trying to, and it's because keys are bound to the same thing. Oh, there we go.
Oh, this planet in the background looks amazing as well.
Yup.
Oh, I'm gonna go into the photo contest with one of these.
So in the interviews room, I've pasted an image.
Oh, okay. There we go. That's a great shot for the people on video stream to watch. Speaking of, do we have any questions yet? Nope.
I don't think Nagi might have questions though.
The only question I've seen is, who is this guy? He's DJTruthsayer.
Hi. I do stuff on the internet.
You haven't at least heard of him.
Come on.
I do stuff on the internet.
Crawl out of your hole and get alive.
Or the opposite, perhaps. You know.
Yeah. Or
So you're not on DW2, but I was gonna ask, what are you doing currently? But you're actually letting us sit in your cockpit and showing us what you're doing currently.
Yeah. So one of my goals at the moment is to fill out the codex. I want to find at least one example of all of the different things that pop up in the codex, and I don't care how far I have to fly to do it. I saw these pop up and immediately flew the 23,000 light years. It's meh. This stuff really interests me, and it really keeps me sort of glued to the game, because you never know what you're going to see. You never know what's going to be discovered next.
And that's, I mean, this is beautiful. It's eerie and beautiful at the same time somehow.
Exactly.
Is there anything though that I mean, you were really excited about this. You were like, I got to get these guys in my cockpit to show them.
Yeah,
is there anything else that's really stood out to you though? Anything that you've been just like, this is beyond phenomenal?
Yeah, quite a few of the bits that have been added, to be honest, quite a few of the anomalies. The lightning Lagrange clouds are phenomenal. Yeah, that's something else that I flew out to see the moment one was discovered. They are utterly phenomenal. As well as that, really interestingly, in the lightning Lagrange clouds, there are atmospheric effects.
Oh.
Meaning?
Your ship gets buffeted. Your ship gets buffeted. If you go into the lightning Lagrange cloud and turn flight assist off in a fighter, that thing will be spinning like a top.
Is this maybe a sign of future things to come?
At this point, we've run damn smack into my NDA, and I'm not saying a damn thing.
That's the other thing. You might not all know this. DJ knows a lot more than he can actually say anything about.
I was taken on a tour of Frontier a while back and saw some stuff, and it's still not in the game, and I'm still not allowed to talk about it, basically. Yeah.
We won't pressure you.
Yeah, no, I can't.
We won't.
But
pressure you.
It is interesting that more and more things like that. You know, you look at the detail of the interiors of some of the new shit that points in an entirely different direction.
Seeing like the interiors of like, because I've little known secret, I figured out how to use the dev cam and break the camera, which is why I get like 3-kilometer views on surfaces, and everyone's like, how'd you get more than 150 meters away? Because I broke the camera. but I won't go into detail, because otherwise Frontier might fix it, and I'd rather like having access to that. But so I mean, you've talked about your discoveries, and I mean, you're obviously...
I'm actually in the Codex as well, which was one of the moments in Elite.
Yeah, that's...
if you go in the Hawking's Gap, I believe it is. Just checking to make
That's where mine is, too!
Yeah, in the Hawking's Gap, I have an L-type anomaly.
Oh, one of those, isn't that one of the fuzzy lightning balls? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. that was an exciting moment for me. That was really awesome. Finding that, and you know, my name is very much ingrained on the game again in a new way, and
yeah,
and I adore that.
We got to point out, as somebody even not in part of Distant Worlds 2, but somebody who's gone out, done lots of exploring, a lot of trading, a lot of combat. You're flying the Anaconda.
Yeah.
Is that really the final ultimate go-to, or is there anything you prefer when you're doing other different things?
Right. So, my attachment to this ship is far more than logic. Yeah. As things go, the Anaconda is still the superior long-distance jump vessel. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, it can get to
simple.
what, 85 light years now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's silly what you can push a Conda up to, and for that, it's gonna remain king. I use the Anaconda because in my character's sort of roleplay, when he started out, that was the ship he'd been fucked out of, and so he was determined to get his ship back, and he did, and yeah, other than one incident where a nameless person from Frontier, Zach Antonacci, cheated in the game against me in a duel and deployed a station turret from an Imperial Eagle. No, really. In a charity event. It was absolutely brilliant. He was like, right, you ready? I'll deploy my weapons, shall I? And he deployed his weapons, and then the Imperial Eagle disappeared behind a turret. I was also, quite proudly, the first person in Elite Dangerous to be hit with an enzyme missile.
Actually, that's part of my other homework.
Enzyme missiles.
That's not part of my other homework. That's part of something I remember.
Yeah.
Going back as one of the head members of Imperial. I mean, I knew the Imperial Inquisition. I was never part of the group. It's kind of like I know Sovereignty. I'm not part of the Sovereignty, but
we have a lot of people like you, people who have hung around for a very long time, who are just good friends.
People who are acquaintances and friends. So I'm friends with everybody, and I'm also hated by all the leadership, AI wise.
Yeah.
But the Thargoids situation recently. It's gotten, I mean, we talked about this years and years ago. If the Thargoids show up, first thing you do is shoot and ask questions later. And
which is exactly what we did.
Well, they pulled the trigger first, so
no, when the first night that hyperdictions happened, we had some of the first hyperdictions, and I think I streamed the second live hyperdiction. It was Matt that got the first live hyperdiction. And we both shot at them immediately. And instantly, even though it did nothing, we were firing away at them. So now I'm in a very interesting point with the Thargoids. Because my in-game character wants nothing more than their utter destruction and death, yeah?
Oh, well,
but me as a player,
I was at the Oracle, so I agree with you.
Well,
listen, I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say, kill them all!
I'm the exact opposite as far as me is concerned. I want the Thargoids to win.
Really?
Yeah, I want the bubble gone.
Burn
the bubble.
That would be interesting. Well, I mean, especially now that we have Colonia, which is expanding quite rapidly. We're gonna have a station out near the core, like near Sagittarius A. Humanity is literally expanding in the game, or in the universe that we have right here, and it would not be surprising to see Axie and Operation Ida kind of start to falter, and the bubble slowly losing some of its outer stations and outer boundaries and shrink a little.
I hope so. I would rather it just disappears entirely. I want it gone. To the point that if you look in,
If it did disappear, where would that leave the Empire, though?
As far as the sovereignty are concerned, hopefully gone, dead, buried, consigned to history. The oldest tradition of the Empire is that at one point you have to accept that something is so broken it can't be fixed, and you have to start again.
Okay. Oh. You finished with the tragic last two words. Start again.
Yeah.
Is the sovereignty?
Well, that's.
Are there any any plans and ideas that the sovereignty have that you can share? In that regard.
Well, so far, Frontier have failed to give me any kind of Molotov or like flamethrower. I want to pour gasoline all over the fire that is the bubble. Seriously.
Sounds great.
If there were a way to assist the Thargoids in attacking the bubble, I would be doing it.
You're a Goid hugger.
Technically,
I am not a Goid hugger. I despise them and want nothing more than their destruction as a species. However,
but they're a useful tool.
As a player of this game, I genuinely believe the game would be improved by reducing the bubble down to essentially Colonia, and having the bubble as a really hard mode, essentially, where the Thargoids were everywhere, and if you wanted to carry out a guerrilla war, that was a perfectly legitimate thing to do, yeah?
That could be interesting.
Holdout systems and all of that sort of thing. Well, yeah, and alongside that, you can do stuff like have...
Actually, not entirely opposed to that idea.
Yeah, life for normal Elite Dangerous players just goes on in Colonia. It's just that, you know, there's less systems. Which means, particularly for players that play in open, it means that you bump into other people more often. And the best content tends to come from bumping into other people. Whether it be that you fire at each other or you know, wave and make friends. Or both happens.
Somebody shouts at you, are you part of the Inquisition? It's like, I barely know these guys, and they still shoot you. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then you learn to be a better pilot and escape interdictions better.
So, if at any point you need a piece of intermission music or video, I put a video into the interviews room that we had commissioned.
Nice.
All right.
So, one of the streamers within the Sovereignty stream team is an incredibly talented lady called Resurrection Fern. She's an amazing singer, songwriter type. And she took some lyrics that one of our commanders, Pale Gringo, wrote to the tune of Let It Go from Frozen, but renamed it Let It Burn. My particular favourite line in it is, "The bugs never bothered me anyway."
Oh, DJ, you've got some naysayers. Yeah. You've got quite a few naysayers here already.
Good.
We can't let the bubble burn. It can't happen. Why? Yeah, why would you do that?
Because.
Why not? Oh, actually, here's a good question. Here's a good question, and I think this is a possibility. Why not let the quote bubble leave the bubble for new players to get to grips with the game, and let Thargoid space be in deep space? But why not let the Thargoids take over to the Pleiades and have a bubble where basically there's a kind of gray area in between where it's like, okay, you still have your core Federation around Sol and your Empire and all that stuff, and then you have this kind of gray area where it's just increasing more and more difficulty as you get to the Pleiades, rather than just completely wiping out the bubble as a whole.
Well, because you just start new players in Colonia instead of in the bubble. And the second part of this is that Frontier have clearly stated, you know, all the way back to the Kickstarter, that atmospheric landings are one of the things they want to bring into Elite Dangerous, right? So one of the biggest headaches with that is Earth. Yeah?
Well, yeah.
Earth's a damn nightmare. And it's an awful lot easier to create a wrecked Earth than it is a living, breathing one. And that's another reason that I think Frontier are moving in that direction.
Well, yeah, because currently, if we got atmospherics today, and you could land on populated systems, you'd have
Which
to...
I never believed would happen at the same time, by the way. I think they would be two separate updates. But
you would have to basically allow for a landing on a planet with, what is it, 20... a single planet with 20 billion people or something?
And so someone's just said, not really, we can't land on the moon, just do the same with Earth. That's very true, but nobody's happy about the situation with the moon, right?
Oh, well, I'm frustrated with the moon because there are other... even when you go out into space, there are other... I'm not drunk. There are other Earth-likes or water worlds or ammonia worlds that then have a gray moon, much like our own moon. That even though they have no atmosphere,
1-to-1.
Yeah, but even out in the galaxy, there are these gray moons that you can't land on, even though they don't have an atmosphere. Which is really, really frustrating to me. But it also points to me that this is kind of... the moon is a quintessential model that then is mirrored and copied throughout the galaxy, including its restrictions that you can't land here.
I suspect one day they'll add it in, but that's one of the reasons. The other reason is just, I think Frontier are aware that the bubble is too big.
Oh, it's definitely too big. I'll definitely agree with that.
14,000 odd systems is too many. Yeah, it's so many that they kind of lose anything special to them. Yeah, we've assigned, like, there are certain systems that we assign specialness to. Yeah, that we have emotional attachment to.
Well, because we got Sol, we got Beetlejuice, Sirius A and B, and
they're the real ones, and they're slightly different. I'm talking about the generic systems throughout the bubble. Yeah, Bresler, our home system's a perfect example, right? Yeah, they're just randomly generated systems. The only reason they're special is because of the way we attach to them. And to be honest with you, they're few and far between. And if you compressed all of those together, it starts to become a lot more interesting. Especially when you start to look at things like BGS, where at the moment you attack a system and it's some nameless, faceless NPC that doesn't fight back. Yeah. Whereas imagine if every system had player groups in it.
Oh, well, that's actually... and I mean, going back to Colonia, which, a lot of the systems out there exist because player groups have moved out there and created systems there, and...
Yeah, we've got one. The Sovereignty has Harold's Respite.
Yeah, I was thinking about something like that too for the Distant Radio player group, but Nagi and Henka and others are of the opinion that, we should have our home system in the bubble. But I think we should be true to our name and have it very distant.
I kind of disagree with them then. Yeah, I don't think that the radio should be in the bubble. Like, that's the whole point. It's distant radio for a reason.
Exactly. It should be at Beagle Point.
Oh, God.
Or in one of the systems near the new Distant Worlds station out at the core,
Yeah. Well, that would be the obvious place for your BGS to go, right? The actual Distant Worlds radio station, like the station that's been built for Distant Worlds.
Yeah,
too, right?
just like the mirroring of that and the irony of it. It's like Distant Radio is broadcast from literally the center of the galaxy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think that too. So if we can overrule the others with our wish, I think
with our logic and facts.
Logic and facts and emotion, of course. Yeah, I think we should have a station at the center. The station.
It'll be just like, it won't even look like a station. It'll be a megaship platform, but it'll just have like all kinds of crazy shit hanging off of it and just look like somebody patched it together with like aluminum panels.
Yeah, you found Sovereign's Reach.
Yeah, Sovereign's Reach.
Yeah,
oh, I've been there. I've visited all of these There's like there's over 50 populated systems out here, and I've visited them all.
Have you seen what our station is called in that system?
Yeah, I've surveyed all this stuff.
Frontier isn't,
So,
It has an interesting name.
you're planetary based here, and there you are, Harold's Respite. Respite. However
Respite, yeah.
Depends on if you're British, Scottish, Irish,
Yeah,
Eastern
right.
American, Western American, Southern American. So, you know.
But yeah, we've prepared Harold a nice place to go and relax in if he has to run away from the bubble.
Excuse me.
Just make sure he's got somewhere to chill.
Nagi said that the home system can't be outside of the bubble because of Frontier saying so.
Have they put a freeze on new systems in Colonia?
It's the home system can't be because the quote home system is the starter system. What is that?
Yeah.
No, he means
not
about
the
it for
one system. It's just the system of choice inside the bubble.
LHS 3447 is where everybody starts in a Sidewinder.
Yep.
Just
arbitrary.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, but it seems there is a reason for that, but it also seems very arbitrary at the same time.
Yeah, that can be moved and has been in the past.
So
not everyone has always started there. In fact, I think if you start with the Horizon Sidewinder, you start somewhere different? Question mark.
Yep. You start.
Yeah. If you make a new account now with Horizons, you start in a different system.
Yeah. So.
No. Yeah. If with Horizons, you always start on a planetary base. Without Horizon, you start on a station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's for me the positives of burning the bubble and moving everyone into a smaller play space outweigh the negatives. You have to play it right if you're Frontier. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you don't piss people off and that you know you do things like you make moving ships out to Colonia super easy. You make getting to Colonia super easy. Don't make people fly out there. Have a generation ship that leaves once every 15 minutes. Not a generation ship, a mega ship that leaves once every 15 minutes that you can then use to jump out to Colonia. Yeah.
You could do something. You could do something like what they've done with the destroyed stations and the Thargoid rescue, where literally you just transport people from a static station to a mega ship that's right next to it, and then once it's filled up, it goes. And if people are docked there, they go with it.
Yeah. There'd be all sorts of ways that you could do it. Yeah. And as long as you make it easy enough and you don't inconvenience people enough, you can then make. And also the other thing about that, you can turn that into a really cool thing, right? That's the thing where you've got all of a sudden all sorts of neat shit happening with like this whole Battlestar Galactica thing with the Thargoids chasing refugee fleets and shit, right?
Oh yeah, and
there's a lot of stuff from a story writing point of view that you could do that would be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
So, not a whole lot of time left. But I wanted to get your. I know we've been talking. I mean, we can keep going. It's okay. But I want to get some things finished if we can. Is there anything other than the new codex entry items? Anything that's really been exciting for you recently? Like for me personally, I like the orrery because I've been asking for this for literally like 5 years.
Yeah.
And now I finally have it, and it's beautiful.
It's the codex itself.
All right.
There's lore accessible in-game easily now. Yeah, people can now easily get to grips with who the Empire are, who the Federation are, who the Alliance are, why they're important, why they are as they are, what
the whole knowledge base
actually means. Yeah. Oh god, yeah, that's that side of it, and then the fact that I can, without going out of game, like where we are right now. I didn't go out of game to discover any of this. I heard about it, went into my right-hand panel, found it, plotted a course, and jumped out here. Yeah? And I didn't have to look on a forum. I didn't have to look, like, on YouTube. Didn't have to look on Twitter. Found it in-game. And that's true of all of the stuff that I've found so far. Yeah? And because of that, all of a sudden, all this stuff, where before, you know, you needed to go and find out where they were out of game, realistically, now, I can do it all in-game. It's amazing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I mean, and even if you're looking for your own discoveries, at least knowing the kinds of systems and places where it's been found before gives you an idea of what to look for yourself to find it uniquely. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I think I've found like 4 or 5 different Lagrange points. They were all spiky boys. Well, one was rabbit turds. That's what I call them.
Yeah, I know.
But so I found 3 spiky boys and 1 rabbit turds. The metallic crystals and mineral spheres. But it's like they weren't in the codex. They didn't exist. Nobody'd ever found them. And they were untouched systems too, so nobody'd ever been there. Yeah. And it was just like, I knew what systems I should be looking at, and there they were.
Yeah. And it's genuinely brilliant that that's now the case. More stuff like this, please, Frontier. Yeah, that's an ideal example of where they should push development. Like, things like this, we're gobbling it up and we adore it. You know, look at the spike in the number of people who are going out exploring now. People who have openly admitted that they wouldn't have ever done exploration before, but now they're hooked on it. The whole exploration update's been a success. The way that they've made it more engaging, the way that they've made it more interesting.
Yes.
Okay, I think I've got one last question that I have to ask you.
Oh.
Why is your commander a 90-year-old man?
Again, Commander DJTruthsayer is not me. Yeah, he is an old dude. Yes. Yeah, so his backstory is that whilst young, he was rising through the ranks in the Imperial military, doing rather well for himself. But then he took a Federation senator's daughter as a mistress, and her dad got a bit upset, and then he got betrayed and sold into Imperial slavery, and then worked his way out, which took a very long time, and now he's seeking revenge, despite the fact that he's essentially a geriatric.
I will say kudos on the purple.
Oh, of course.
Kudos. Everybody who knows me and everybody who's looking at my HUD right now, the purple HUD you're seeing is not DJ's HUD, that's my HUD. And everything is purple and silver. It's just my colors.
But yeah, my commander is an old chap, and he has a long and storied life, which has only gotten more interesting in the last 4 or 5 years.
And you got these 2 young guys in here, Michael and Shank, just like, what's going on?
Yeah, well.
Oh, he did also nearly bankrupt a system when he retrofitted the inside of this Anaconda to be up to his sort of what he wants luxury wise. Like accurate in law, that's spacious. We had in law we had a thing where we you know, through the BGS you go into all the different states, and we went into a bust state. And the law written around it was because it was just after I'd bought my new Anaconda. And the law around it was
you didn't go to Hutton Orbital and get one for free?
I have actually got a screenshot of... I got exploded on Hutton Orbital landing pad because I was taking a screenshot of my Anaconda landed on Hutton Orbital for the memes. True story. That was a full combat fit Anaconda. I think it was a 27 million credit rebuy.
Oh, it's also daytime here now, I notice, because I've been moving around camera. And
this whole place is...
Oh, wow. The white fog makes it look really good. Yeah. Nice.
And you see how many of them there are.
So,
they're like organic asteroids. They're great.
Yeah, well, because they're made out of those octahedron pods. Or I don't think they're made out of them because like the hearts, have like the hearts have multiple octahedron pods in them. So
yeah, they're seeds. When you scan them, they are seed pods.
Can you shoot them off?
No, they're stuck inside the bramble bush. So
yeah, I've tried everything I have on me.
The void crystals you can mine, at least you can destroy them. And
I haven't got mining things with me. I may well be going back to the bubble and then coming back out here with more stuff. I rushed out here just to see it.
Yeah, well, there's stations around, so you won't have to go far.
That's true. But yeah, the new update is wonderful. It really, really is. I adore it.
Yeah, I mean, even before the update, I was amazed by the game. Now I'm even more hooked.
I have to admit, I'm very excited to see where they go next as well.
Yes, I am.
That's going to be really interesting.
Not even rooting for Space Legs to come soon. Just they should just keep on making stuff like this.
I'm speaking on Space Legs. Space Legs. That was the.
Interested in seeing what they announced.
That was I actually commented on that early in the. Way early in the discussion was I think DJ actually started. He was like, they're working on both atmospherics, but they're working on cleaning up the interiors of a lot of ships, but they're also working on cleaning up the interiors on a lot of stations as well, which most people can't see because they don't know how to break the camera like I do. But it hints at things, and well, so
they've always built stuff in for future proofing.
Yeah,
For example, all the ships have the elevator shafts built into them because they knew that if they tried to retrofit those in, it'd be a nightmare. So the elevator shafts are designed into all of the ship.
Oh, well, I mean, the Type 9, Type 10 is a great example of that. It's like right behind the commander's chair is a little lift that literally just goes up and down one level, shall we say, so that the commander can go down. The person on the bridge could technically turn their chair around, walk to a door, go down one level, and then walk out and stand next to their co-pilots.
Which, of course, would only matter when you're landed as well.
Yeah.
Just to add to that.
But even things like this, even things like in, I think it's the cutter and the clipper, their front pod, when it comes down, it has stairs on it.
Yeah.
Little details, little things like that.
Yeah. They've always kept that stuff in mind quite clearly. Yeah. And God, it might be this year, it might be next year, it might be the year after. God knows. Like, we'll find out. Yeah. But they've clearly always had it in mind. They've never, you know, it's on their initial Kickstarter plan. They've never denied it. They've never taken that back. They're not going to.
Oh, I've been ignoring Nagi's question. I'm sorry about that, Nagi. Nagi, can you put it to me again? Because I'm not just ignoring it. I literally just missed it somewhere. Also, John Sugar says, I'm emotionally attached to the bubble. It's the birthplace of humanity. I feel connected to the game. I'd feel less connected to the game if Soul wasn't a core part of it.
I wasn't born there.
Well,
I wasn't born there.
I was about to say my character wasn't born there. My character was born on Bast. Also,
my home is Bento, so I'm in the middle of everything. So I'm on the edge of Federation, Imperial, Alliance, and Independent space. Bento is a weird little system, but that's my home. So
my character is very much from Federation space. Interestingly, from a system called Bast. And the reason my character is from Bast is because if you go to Bast, like, seriously, search it on your galaxy map on the stream. This is wonderful. The best Easter egg in Elite Dangerous. If you search Bast, it has a planet in it. The planet in Bast is called THFC. I believe it's -EST 1882. That stands for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Established 1882.
Oh, classic footballer. Oh.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. The planet in Bast is called THFC EST 1882. And yeah. It's it's an interesting system. And so yeah, that's where my character is from.
You know I'm a crap American when I'm just like, oh, footballer, and it's like I'm talking about soccer and
yeah.
Chanksa Tome, the worst American ever.
Americans are traditionalists. They still call it soccer. The rest of the world stopped calling it that like 100-odd years ago.
Well, no, it's just that's me as a person. That's not even me as a character. It's just I've been living in Japan for 10 years, so it's just like I've gotten the kind of global sense inside my head now. It's
yeah. I understand that entirely.
I mean, I think we've covered then pretty much everything. Your history. One last thing. Nagi had a question that maybe you didn't want to answer. Actually, I told him you didn't want to say anything.
So what do I think about Nova Imperium? Not much. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, that's a solid answer. That's a solid answer. I can answer anything else he has to say, because I know you, and I can answer anything else he has to ask. So we'll do that in private.
Not much.
So I've got one last question, pretty much, other than just shooting the shit with you.
Go.
What is your motivation? What makes you jump?
What, in Elite?
What What makes you go?
In Elite, for me, it's the lore. It's story, and it's the story that I craft with my character. Yeah. Even when my character when I log off for a night, my character is sitting in a station. There's a reason he's in that particular station. Yeah, he's off doing something while I'm offline, and I love the narrative that you can create around this game. That is very much the way I play games, though. I love creating narratives around, emergent properties, essentially, which is what Elite is. And so for me, it is, and the fact that I have the freedom to do as I choose. Today, I feel like combat, cool. I'll jump in my crate and I'll go and shoot things. Because crate for combat, the Uber Alice.
Michael's German, so
yeah, that was
yeah, well, it actually took me a second to deconstruct what you said to realize it was German.
Yeah. Yay for idioms, right?
English accent.
But yeah, the
über alles.
Yeah. But no, it's true. For me, the crate is the best combat ship because I enjoy flying it. So I'd prefer to be able to do it in an Eagle.
So not the Phantom then, the actual Crate Mark II.
The Phantom I found doesn't have quite enough firepower for me. I prefer having that extra bit of firepower.
I think the Phantom. I think the Phantom's a really great solo exploration ship. It's great. It's perfect solo exploration ship.
Mid-level exploration ship. Yeah.
But
and it's a good combat ship as well because of. But it depends what you want. If you're after pure DPS, the highest DPS in the game at the moment, as far as I'm aware, is the Type 10.
My baby, the Tonks.
Seriously, Type 10, if I remember correctly, at the moment, the Type 10 can put out more DPS than anything else. Theoretically, yeah?
Can it put out more, can it put out more than the Type 7 in its heat glitch?
Lol. But no, the Anaconda was the previous king of DPS, above the Corvette and the Cutter and such like, and now it's the Type 10. But realistically, when you look at the top level combat pilots, they're flying FDLs, they're flying crates, they're flying assault ships. The crate has got a small fan club. I don't think it's quite up there toe to toe with the assault ship and the FDL, but it's nearly there. I really like it though. I just enjoy flying it. It feels like a giant eagle, and I adore the eagle. Like I've never enjoyed flying something as much as I have as I do the eagle.
I gotta say, as someone who flies Saud Kruger ships, I love the eagle too, because you ram them at full speed and they just pop so satisfactorily.
Like, you say a good pilot doesn't get rammed, would be the argument.
Yeah, that's the truth. Like an actual player pilot will not get rammed, but an AI, they pop so nice.
The DPS on the Eagle is too low. The Imperial Eagle might have the DPS, but doesn't have the turn speed. The crate seems to be the happy medium.
So it's not like you're judging between Cobra or Viper, whether you go fast or turn fast. Your crate has your balance in there.
Yeah, it's where I find my personal balance between I really enjoy flying it, because if you're not enjoying flying the ship in combat's a slog, right?
Well,
so I'd rather play something that's got less potential DPS that I enjoy flying.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're not enjoying it, everything is a slog. Everything is painful if you're not enjoying it, whether it's exploration or mining or... It's like... And this still bugs me, but that's my personal gripe. I wish that the top hardpoint on the Type 7 was a medium hardpoint, so I could do rock breaking in new mining. Because the Type 7 is my go-to miner. I just feel so good.
I'd like a mining ship to be launched, to be honest with you. One that is specifically tailored to the mining aspect of things, has the right number of slots, has a good cargo capacity. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I want mining fighters. For multi-crew mining.
Oh, no, that was one thing that's literally something I've talked about in FleetCom and in the radio. Having shipped SLFs that are just equipped with mining lasers, so they can mine while you do the other stuff. While you do the subsurface, while you do the deep core, they just shoot mining lasers at whatever you're targeting. And people were, and some people were like, "That's a dumb idea," and I'm like, "No, it's a brilliant idea. It makes it so much faster."
It would also, add more to do in multi-crew mining, which would be interesting. There's no... I don't think there's any real argument against that, right? The more there is to do, the more interesting something becomes.
Yep.
What you want to avoid, of course, is you want to avoid giving people too much to do. Yeah? That's the balance you want to... that you want to find.
That's definitely something I struggle with. That's why I'm flying a Beluga on Distant Worlds 2, and everyone's like, why would you fly that? And it's like, well, because they unlocked the locked modules, so I now have 5 extra open module slots that I can use for anything. So I can be a repair ship, I can be a mining ship, I can be a support ship, I can be an explorer, all at the same time. I can do everything all at once.
Yeah. And I love that about the bigger ships, but I do wish that there were more focused smaller ships. I mean, my dream ship in this game is a eagle-sized ship built around a single huge hardpoint.
So the Mamba?
No.
Oof.
Eagle-sized.
Had to bring the Mamba up because it's a beautiful ship, but it doesn't seem to have purpose.
It needs more balancing, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a glass cannon where it's like, if you don't, it's built for combat, but it's built for combat or racing, and if you're using it for combat and you don't kill them in the first pass, you run away because you're already dead if you don't.
I like, basically give me the A10 Warthog in space, huge hardpoint, small ship, literally around the gun, And right, can you imagine a wing like 2 of you with lasers, 2 of you with multi cannons?
Oh, that's all right. Well, I think I think we're ready to wind it down here. And I got one last question from the chatter, because nobody's asking. I'm watching the YouTube and the Twitch, and nobody's asking. But one last question from Discord here, from Selfish Pie in Scotland, because he has to point that out. What is your? I'm going to put this into a more coherent statement. What is your relationship or knowledge of Raxla?
Oh, interesting. Okay, so my relationship to Raxla, as in, I assume he's meaning, do I have any inside knowledge and that sort of thing? Nothing.
Yeah.
I am convinced I know where it is. I've known where it is for quite some time. It's in the bubble.
Wait, whoa. Wait a second. No. Bombshell here on Distant Radio. You heard it first.
No, I've talked about this quite openly before.
Because
Drew and I have literally discussed this on my stream.
Because
the fact that it's quite clearly in the bubble.
This was a major point of Dead End Circumnavigation. It was an expedition I was part of. Don't want to talk about myself. We basically circumnavigated the galaxy in a year. Okay.
Yeah.
And the motivation for that was Macross and Henka. Henka's on the radio, finding or looking for hints of Raxla or a stellar stream.
What happened?
So their contention was that maybe Raxla was out on the rim, kind of like Star Wars.
I can't hear anything anymore. My sound went just down.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, Michael.
Lol, but he can't hear us.
Yeah, he can't hear us. Or anyway, so you're saying that Raxla is not like some far distant thing that we cannot get.
That was sound. I can't hear you anymore. Yeah, you can hear me. I can see that, and people can hear me on the radio too. But somehow I can't hear you.
Well, Michael, if you can hear us and you want to give us maybe a couple more minutes. Truthsayer.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, Truthsayer saying Raxla is very likely near or in the bubble itself.
It is in the bubble. There's no doubt about it. It was discovered very early on in human exploration. It has a maximum distance from Earth of about 1,000 light years, give or take.
Strange.
Literally that easy to work out. That doesn't require a genius.
I actually literally didn't listen, but I can re-listen to the.
So to state again, back when it was discovered, it was in the early days of human exploration, way before the FSD. The FSD, don't forget, at this point is like 8-9 years old, something like that. It's a very new technology. Hyperspace travel wasn't as safe, nor was it as fast. At the point in history where Raxla started to enter the common lexicon and become a myth, humanity had gone at furthest 1,000 light years. There's your radius of discovery.
All right. So Raxla is a thing. It's within 1,000 light years of, we'll say, Sol.
I've also asked, would you like to know some of the things that I've been given in response when I've asked people at Frontier this question?
Well, actually, yeah. If you, because I mean, our questions are limited to our questions are limited to our knowledge. But if there's anything you want to share with us here, go for it.
And Michael Brooks, when he was executive producer, when I was interviewing him, his answer was, "It's in the Milky Way."
Okay.
That doesn't say a whole lot.
Yep. Actually, it did, because a lot of people had theories that it was in one of the Magellanic clouds. But no, it's in the Milky Way. When I asked Ed and it was Ed and Will, on an interview. They suddenly lost communications with me. It's astonishing. Just went quiet. When we asked David Braben, his answer was a bit more cryptic. He said that Raxler is a journey that we all have to make ourselves, which ties into my belief, interestingly.
I like that. That's very Braben. That's a very Braben answer.
We also have asked several other people and gotten a nice assortment of me answers. Generally going around either that they suddenly lose connection and can't hear me, or they come up with a thing. When they're going to do an interview with me, they're literally told, don't tell him anything about Raxler, because they know that I'll ask. I ask in every interview that I ever get with them.
Well, that's definitely something we've already got questions for Drew Wagner for. Because we know he's as close to them as you are, if not even closer. So
yeah, closer in fact. But yeah, Drew and I have discussed Raxler. He doesn't know where it is. He has his theories, as do I. And when I say I know where it is, like I'm pretty certain I worked it out.
So you weren't there?
I haven't been there. Nope. You have to be triple elite to go there.
Oh God! I'm still only competent. I'm still only a competent combat flyer. It's the one thing I don't do.
That is my theory, and that's why it doesn't get just stumbled across.
Ah ha ha ha! Oh!
You will note that there definitely isn't any system that suddenly becomes unlocked when you reach triple elite or anything like that. So it's nothing that simple.
Lightning has just struck my brain.
Interesting.
But I'm gonna keep that quiet, and I think that's pretty much gonna be it for us on any questions. And if there's anything else extra you want to keep on, if you want to say or share with us.
No. Thank you for having me.
Oh, dude,
pleasure.
It's been great having you, and honestly, dude, like, I mean, it would be cool just to shoot. Well, I gotta watch my language. It'd be cool to talk with you.
I apologize.
Again?
I've sworn a few times this.
Oh no, it's not it's not a problem. I swear like a sailor on my own stream, and then I get on radio DJ duty, and it's just like, don't say that word, Shank. Don't do that. But no, it's all good. It's all great. But thank you for being here, and I hope that you and I can try to keep in contact more often, because it seems like we do only talk every like 4 to 5 months. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, please show up on our Discord more.
I will try. I won't promise anything.
Also, get me your invite to your private group, so I have 10. I have an even number.
If you want one in my private group, just send me a request. If you want one in the Sovereignty one, there's instructions in the server.
I know
the server has instructions on how to get in there.
There's instructions. I can't read. Come on.
Well, it's kind of a prerequisite of working on Discord.
You don't say.
Yeah.
You never noticed.
It's so I've been told.
Well, I think we're gonna call it there then, if that's all right with you, DJ.
Yeah.
And
no
and
I need to go and get on with half a dozen other things. So.
And Michael, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
No other questions you've got left or anything?
Yeah, no. Nothing comes to mind.
All right. Well, then I'm going to close it out here. That's been our interview with DJTruthsayer. Next week, we will be having a discussion with the Yamiks here on Distant Radio, on both the stream and the radio. And, of course, our weekly Dangerous Cosmology happens every Wednesday night. If you want to show up for that, it's at 20:30 in-game. anything you want to anything you want to promote, any last calls you want to push out, or your own YouTube channel or Twitch or the next charity event that you're a part of, because I know you do that a lot, DJ.
So we're currently planning a thing for Games Blast, which comes up at the end of February, and that's the next charity thing that we're doing. I am doing a gazillion and one different things at the moment, I'll be honest with you, including a lot of stuff I'm not allowed to talk about. But yeah, we have a whole host of projects ongoing that will be revealed later on in the year in some cases and not in others.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I'll leave it at that.
And
other than that, I'll be messing around on my stream pretty much every evening, doing nonsense.
Very cool, very cool. And I want to thank you for inviting us to your co-pilot seats, because this is a much nicer view than what I had for the stream.
It's fairly spectacular,
I'm
isn't
having
it?
a hard time leaving. I'm having a hard time leaving, but I will do so now, so it won't get harder.
Anyway, I've been your host on video, Chang Sao Tome, over on the radio.
And I've been your host on the radio, and I will keep going with the radio, taking requests tonight. I don't know for how long, since Alex
is taking over.
Alex can't make his show tonight.
Oh, he can't.
I'm taking requests. Yeah, just post them and let me know what you want to hear. I'm gonna play some commercials and stuff like that, but first I'm gonna let DJ go. So,
yeah, and we've been here talking with DJTruthsayer. Final words of wisdom or motivation for everybody out there.
Play some commercials and then we'll be hearing some music. So talk to you later, guys, and keep the request coming.
Yeah, Michael.
Thank you.
Later, and Truthsayer. Final words from you. Final word. Gonna give you the last say. Final words of wisdom or motivation or just.
Yeah, and because I turned off the thingy, now I can hear you again.
All right, Truthsayer, final words, final message that you want to give out to the universe there.
Radio is done.
Michael, stop.
Wait, what?
Be amazing. I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here, man.
No worries, dude.
Yeah.
Keep in touch.
Care,
I have to run, but I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah,
Have
definitely.
a nice evening.
No problem.